We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos.
Everybody.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer, we are amigos, and that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. The Beer Amigos.
Hey, this is Travis.
And this is Mike.
And we are
The Beer Amigos!
We're at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival at Martha Clara Vineyards. It's August 10th, 2013, isn't it, Mike?
Yes, it is. North Fork of Long Island. It's a beautiful day.
It's our third-year anniversary of doing this festival.
3 years.
Time goes fast. What are you 46, 47 right now?
Three's the magic number, and yeah, I'm well into my 40s at this point. Still looking great. Working out every weekend, doing curls, drinking beer. That works. But we're here. We're excited. We're always excited to be here. This is one of our favorite events of the year. We look forward to it. Kicking back with some friends, having a great time, working on our show. Always fun. Trav, what are you looking forward to today?
I'm looking forward to trying some local Long Island craft beer. I'm particularly excited to try some Moustache Brewing Company and Barrage Brewing Company beer.
Yeah, hopefully we'll get to meet some of the hop farmers that are, working on Long Island, so that'll be cool.
I'd like to ride some horses.
Yeah, absolutely. So we look forward to you listening to this episode.
And let's get to it.
Let's get to it. Here we are at the North Fork Craft Beer Barbecue and Wine Festival. As previously heard on the Beer Amigos, we are here with Lori and Matt Spitz of Moustache Brewing Company. Absolutely an event that you guys have been present at, pouring in the capacity of Long Island beer and malt enthusiasts. But you are here today as your very own entity, representing your brewery that will be coming to a tap near you. Tell us today about what you're pouring, what you have, and really how the experience has been of this being really your first, spring training is over and you guys are ready. Here you are. So go for it, Spitz.
Cool, yeah. We brought a double IPA for the VIP session, which is actually being wrangled or hop rocketed through through Simcoe and Centennials.
Is your hop rocket similar to your love gun?
Yes.
Continue.
We got our pale ale, got a porter, and our mojito pale ale, which is our summer seasonal.
So I know this has got to be, satisfying for you because I know you've been getting barraged with questions of like, when are you guys gonna, when are you gonna open? Which is great that there's that enthusiasm exists. But here you are, and I'm expecting an onslaught of people that helped grow a mustache T-shirts coming in today. And I actually had that epiphany the other day while I was just hanging out. I was like, you know what? I was like, I'm really excited for them because I feel like this is an opportunity to see those people that maybe you didn't know that contributed to it, so there'll be a ton of those guys wearing their shirts, and that's got to be exciting. So, any new news, or just kind of we're tackling today and going from there?
Yeah, it's just been construction, more construction. We're gonna go home from Martha Clara and probably do more construction.
Actually, tomorrow we have electrical position coming tomorrow to start running conduit and stuff, and so that's no day rest for us. It's all happening.
Well, guys, after tonight, I think you should take the night off, sit back, relax a little.
Do we have your permission? Yeah, we have your permission. Awesome.
Celebrate the victory that today will be. And we look forward to, more news in the future and inevitably visiting your actual brewery. These guys are on my news feed. We're friends externally of just Beer Amigos Moustache Brewing Company. And it's, they're definitely grinding it out, putting the time in, and great respect for them and their admiration for what they're doing. So thanks again, guys.
Mike, I just want to interrupt you really quick. I know when we interviewed them at the Blue Point Cascales Festival, we were inside a porta potty.
That's true.
And now I'm noticing there's a lot of noise in the background here, let's tell our viewers, our listeners, where this interview is taking place right now.
Well, we're actually at the track presently, and Travis and I are both on a horse, and and Team Spitz, Moustache Brewing Company, is on their own respective horse. We're all wearing helmets for safety purposes because, we respect ourselves and our brains. And we're just going back and forth jockeying for position, so that's why there's been a little stagnant downtime in between us replying to one another, because I've kind of been yelling, and they're kind of like, what are you saying? And then they respond back, and I'm like, oh, okay, there it is. Trying to get our horses going at the same speed is a little bit difficult. Us being, novice riders.
I just wanted our listeners to understand what was going on.
Yeah, absolutely. So, if you ever see us at the track, don't be surprised. We'll be
a jockey box for nothing, right? Right? Am I right?
Oh!
Matt's using his hop rocket.
We'll hopefully be drinking the Mustache and shooting the shit. So we look forward to more from you in the near future, and wish you guys a great day.
Bye.
Cheers.
Cheers.
We're here with Duffy from the newly opened Crooked Ladder Brewing Company, located in Riverhead, New York. That's on Long Island, for you people that are not aware. We have a lot of out-of-state listeners, Duffy, so actually, if you're heading out east this summer at any point, you should absolutely stop in directly adjacent to Digger Odell's. Is that correct?
Yeah, that is correct, right on Main Street.
Which has been a staple of the Riverhead community for quite some time.
20 years, actually.
20 years strong. Maybe you can tell us about the process of Crooked Ladder, coming to fruition, and just the process of how it opened and what type of beers you guys offer.
Well, we started out about 4 years ago. I was actually sitting at the bar talking to Steven, one of the other partners, the owner of Diggers, and I just mentioned at one of the beers tastes when I used to brew, and we were friends, but he never knew I brewed professionally prior. And as soon as I mentioned that, he's like, I want to open a brewery next door. And it's been a long 4 years since then. His brother David came on board, who did all the designing and building. So the three of us basically waited 4 years. Took a year once we started building it to get it open, and finally here we are.
Nice. This is really your first premier festival, if you will, and this is a heck of a one of this magnitude, And I know that Travis has actually, been by your facility.
I was at the unofficial opening a few weeks prior to the grand opening.
And he had nothing but good things to say, and I've heard great things kind of, coming from everyone in the Long Island, craft beer community. How's your experience been today so far, and what's kind of been popular from what people have been sampling?
The Gypsy Red was very popular. The first keg that we kicked, everyone's been pretty happy about all the beers. Since we opened, we honestly did 7 beers that were very drinkable. They were all very malt forward. I didn't want to get into the hops because the last time I brewed 15 years ago, it was not a hop Long Island.
Yeah,
it was not hop
absolutely.
driven at all. So I wanted to get some beers that we could sell to everybody or have them tried in the tasting room. And what we're going to do is start switching them up and do different beers now once we got a full slate. A lot more hoppy beers. We saw a lot of great beers here today, a lot of different things.
Do you plan on having all these beers on tap at Diggers Odell's as well as in the brewery?
As long as he has space, he's taking them. I think he has 5 of them on right now. Okay. So he's going to be kind of one of the driving forces for us to make sure, allow us to do different, one-off beers where we do a half batch, 7-barrel batch, so we can play around with some beers, do different hop beers, different spice beers, different Belgiums, stuff that we're not going to sell everywhere.
Right.
And what can we expect, and what are you looking forward to as we move into the fall season? Do you have anything in the pipeline that you're pretty psyched about?
We're doing the pumpkin beer. Everybody loves the pumpkin beer. It can be a curse, but it's a good thing. So that's going to be coming out in a couple weeks. We're definitely doing an Oktoberfest. I have an American wheat possibly on slate once we go through the Pilsner we have. We're going to do a Christmas strong ale, and then barley wine probably January, February.
I like barley wines.
Yeah, me too. So great. So this is really our your introduction to our show and vice versa. So we look forward to seeing you guys in the future, both at your facility and at events like these. Would you be kind enough to at least tell our listeners where you're located exactly, so they can just type it into their Google Maps and show up at your front door?
And what hours, obviously, you guys are open?
No problem. We're at it's Crooked Ladder Brewing Company, 70 West Main Street, Riverhead, New York, 11901. You can check us out on the web at crookedladderbrewing.com. And our hours right now are Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, 3 to 7, Thursday, 3 to 8, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, 12 to 8.
And are you guys currently distributing outside of the brewery at the moment?
Yeah, we have about 20 tap handles out there, different locations, a lot of the hotels in the area, a couple restaurants. I think we're expanding pretty good at a fair pace.
Yeah, as these men go west and hit more tap lines that are more available, absolutely check their stuff out. We look forward to seeing your growth, and welcome to the beer. Welcome to the Long Island beer scene from us personally.
Thank you.
We look forward to see what you have, Duffy. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hey, this is Travis from the Beer Amigos. We're at the North Fork Craft Beer Barbecue and Wine Festival. We're here with Mike Philbrick from Port Jeff Brewing Company. Mike, do you ever watch the Transformers?
I can't say that I have watched the Transformers, but they're still pretty influential on my life.
I have a feeling that Mike from the Beer Amigos watches the Transformers. No offense, Mike.
Hey, man, I'm more of a Voltron guy, to be honest with you, but, a little old school. I do have the metal Voltron collectible figure at home. It's probably made in Japan. It probably has paint that will get me ill. But hey, in the 80s, you were like, whatever, I'm just a kid, and this thing fucking comes apart and I could shoot the heads off, so who cares?
Dude, last night you were talking about shooting the head off, right?
Always.
Of your Voltron.
Absolutely. The Black Lion specifically. But Mike, maybe you could tell us about some of the fish you've caught on your boat this summer so far and how that's been.
It's actually been fairly lackluster because I caught a sand shark, which you can't eat and you can't give to someone to eat. And it's really fun to bring them in, and it's not so fun to get them off the line. So that's kind of sucked.
It's usually fun to bring them in and then get them off. But wait, we're talking about fishing again, so...
Oh, no, we've gotten plenty of things off in the boat. Well, the one guy was dressed up like a guy. Yeah. Maybe we should talk about something else.
All right.
Maybe we'll actually talk beer for a second. A brief moment. Very brief moment. But obviously, Port Jeff is a very, seasonal-driven area. Mike, so obviously you've seen a huge influx of people to the area. How has that been, aside from great, we have more people coming in our door, but how's that response been to people that are from out of town or just hanging out down port? Down port, as they call it, on the North Shore.
Yeah, down port. We get a huge response from Connecticut, which is really good. A lot of people are searching us out for beer in particular, which is really good. Other than just the regular people that are there, it's good to see people, I think, in general, opening their minds to beer and getting more into craft beer. Being in port, we get a lot of folks that aren't necessarily craft beer people, so they come in, they ask us what the latest thing we have is, we give them a wit beer. Next thing you know, they're digging the porter and taking that home in a growler, so that works, and it's strange. And they pronounce all the beer names wrong, which is really weird.
Which, at the end of the day, is not super important. But, I'm sure it helps that Travis hops out from behind, the counter and is like, drink the porter! Drink the porter! I love it! I endorse it! I give it 4 sombreros up!
The hell are you talking about?
Just touching on something that was in the area this year where I saw this fine gentleman and the Port Jeff Brewing Company pouring at Savor, which typically takes place in D.C. But I did see Mike there pouring his triple and... some other offerings from Port Jeff. Mike, how was that experience, being one of the more sought-after festivals?
That was really, really cool. So being next to, being flanked by Bell's, having Larry Bell pouring directly next to you, and then the guys from Bull and Bush, and, just an amazing assembly of craft brewing companies all in the same room was pretty unique. And, it's a great event. The food pairings were good, but I think the just the conversations, the camaraderie, and stuff like that was probably my high point of that event. The drive back and forth to Long Island was definitely not the high point of that event. It would have been. I should have probably stayed there, but I didn't. So.
And you guys poured at Belgium Comes to Cooperstown as well.
Yeah,
at Amagang, correct?
Yeah, we just did Belgium Comes to Cooperstown last week. That event, if you get the chance to actually get tickets in the 2 minutes that they sell them before they sell out, do it. The event was super cool. The uniqueness of that event is the camp out that they have. So
you guys stayed over?
Yeah, we stayed. We got there Friday night, stayed, until Sunday morning. It's awesome. Every campsite has, a different beer to share. You're walking around. Again, a lot of industry people, but at the same time, just a lot of people that really like beer. Very good beers. It's difficult to get through a 5-hour session of Belgian beers. I'll bring a cot or a hammock. I would highly recommend.
All right, man. So for a good time, definitely head down Port and visit Mike, our good friend at Port Jeff.
Before we wrap this up, I need to tell Mike, do you know that Mike Goldens often gets recognized as Travis from the Beer Amigos?
Wait, Mike Goldens isn't in the Beer Amigos?
He's not in the Beer Amigos, correct. He's often mistaken as Travis from the Beer Amigos.
He's a doppelganger, amigo.
You're not Mike Goldens?
I have no idea. Wait, what's going on?
Who are you?
Maybe I am.
Who are you?
Maybe I am.
2 Mikes in the Beer Amigos? That's tragic. Yeah. Tragic? Travis? I don't know, guys. This is getting a little crazy. But we look forward to stopping down and checking out what you have going on over there as we transition from the summer season to the fall. Always good stuff from Port Jeff. Great guys. Lots of facial hair. Dead sexiness.
Big Voltrons.
Catch you on the flip side.
Bye-bye.
This is DJ from Greenport Harbor Brewing Company at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival with the Beer Amigos.
I don't know what you're talking about. What? Who?
Mike, was Steve talking about a roast beef fest?
No, not at all. He was saying that when he gets cold cuts, he prefers his roast beef rare. Yes. And I can understand that because who likes
that and my chicken cutlets.
Who likes overcooked roast beef? No one. RBC. We are here with Steve Pominski. That's correct, right?
Yeah.
Of the Barrage Brewing Company, who you've heard on our show many a times. We are advocates of his beers and what he does. He's a cool dude, and he makes stuff that we like to drink and keep hydrated with. He's very much in the process of opening his brewery and experiencing some road bumps as expected and to the magnitude of unexpected. He's presently doing a Kickstarter program to try to help push through this obstacle. And Steve, maybe you could give us some insight as to that and where our listeners could reach out to contribute to that.
Sure. First of all, guys, again, this is a couple of years now, 2-3 years.
3 years.
3 years, and it. So I meet you again, senor. And it's always great to see you guys and drink a few beers and talk some shop. But yeah, we are in the midst of doing a Kickstarter campaign. We were actually ready to open basically in April. Fully licensed, all equipment ready to go.
And where are you guys located?
We're in East Farmingdale, 32 Allen Boulevard, Unit E, right by the White Castle. So yeah, you know how that goes.
Unit? Yeah. So when he's open and you have the crave, it's like a twofer.
It is. You can have some Barrage and then go get some crave and bring it back and give it to me and I'll give you more beer, and I think it's a
done deal.
It's done.
Let's digress for just a second. I just want to throw this in there. Not too psyched that White Castle started automatically putting pickles on their cheeseburgers. That's very much a slider faux pas. But more importantly, back to Barrage.
And the Kickstarter campaign.
And the Kickstarter, yes. So we kind of got blindsided a little earlier a few months ago by the Suffolk County Sewer District. We were ready to open. And they turned around and told us, no, you're not opening. You need to upgrade your sewers. So after getting a bunch of quotes and finding out it's going to cost us about $18,000, which would pretty much take all our capital to buy a grain and everything to run the brewery, we reluctantly decided to do a Kickstarter. And not so much, we don't like to take things from people. We like to give. We like to give beer. We like to see people enjoy stuff. So for us to ask for things, it took a lot for us to, all right, swallow our pride and say, look, we want to do this. We want to get our beer out on the market so everyone can enjoy it and do these festivals all the time. We said, all right, let's do a Kickstarter. Talked to a bunch of friends that already did Kickstarters. Lori and Matt from Moustache Brewing, John Condzella from Condzella Hops, and it kind of steered us in the right direction. And so right now, where we're at, we're close to the 6,000 mark. We're actually asking for $18,000. It is a lot, but without help from everyone, we're really going to have a hard time opening the brewery, if opening it at all, which, we've been doing this 3 years now. And the community itself has really helped out. And it's, again, it takes a lot for us to ask for help, but we're at that point where we really do need not only help from people backing us, but just passing the word around and saying, hey, look, this guy really makes some really good beer, unique beers. Give him a hand, help him out, get the doors open, and get our beer out there for everyone to have. we're at 12. We have 12 days left on our 12 days left on our Kickstarter. And if not everybody knows, Kickstarter is an all or nothing venue. If we don't reach the funds of $18,000, we get no money. Obviously, we get $18,000, we get that money, and we had some pretty cool gifts for everybody that plan to give T-shirts, growlers, pint glasses, and you really want to give, we'll actually have you come in and we'll brew a beer with you. Yeah. But right now we're at right about the $6,000 mark. Things are slowed a little bit with the Kickstarter, but we're hoping right near the end we get a big push. I know there's a lot of people backing us right now, trying to help out. And that's all we could ask for is, just if you can't spread the word, if you can't give, we totally understand, times can be hard. And again, we have to thank everybody, especially you guys, so you're trying to help us out also.
Yeah, well, I know Mike and I were selling sombreros today at the North Fork Craft Beer BBQ Festival. Our only source of making money, but when we do hopefully sell a few sombreros, we will be supporting Barrage through Kickstarter, because hopefully we'll be walking home with some money that we could, then in turn give to Steve.
I mean, anyone that listens to our show or follows us knows that we definitely are always singing the praises of what you're doing, whether it be the insane summer ales or the the cask one-offs that you do, the Raven Shadow. That's just things that we really like. We always look forward to seeing what you're pouring, and I kind of have a ritual of starting
tradition.
These festivals of coming to see you first before I have any other beers. And I don't know, for whatever reason, and I just like it, and I think, what you're doing is great. I think you're cool as hell, and I really think that, people really need to pay it forward and do the right thing for Steve and Barrage, because absolutely it will pay dividends for your pint glass. So make that happen. Whatever you can give would be great. Spread the word. Give a little, spread the word. I mean, that's not asking much, and anyone that's listening to our show knows, we're pretty genuine about what we support and what we're adamant about. So we're not just gonna, cheer on whatever for the sake of doing that. So if we don't like something, we're not really gonna be a proponent of it. So for us to be like, yo, do this, it's very genuine from the heart. So,
and Steve, I assume you just go on to Kickstarter.com and you could just type in Barrage Brewing.
Yeah, you could go on Kickstarter.com, or you could go on our website, www.barragebrewing.com, and we'll have a link to our Kickstarter. Also on Facebook and Twitter, where you get the link right from there. Or you can go on to the Beer Amigos. And the Beer Amigos, I know, have already pushed this Kickstarter. And again, from the bottom of my heart, you guys are great. I'm glad you love our beer so much. And I want to continue this ritual of every festival. Mike's got to come over and have a barrage before he can start his day, because that makes my day, and this is why we do it. We'd like to see the face on people that smile as they walk away and go, man, that's a really nice beer. That's he did a genuine job, and that's our passion, and that's why we're doing this. Yeah, would we like to make, money, be a big brewery? Yeah, that'd be great. But, just having people try what we produce, what, we kind of labor over, because we're not going to put anything out that's substandard. We want something different and unique. And again, I got to thank you guys.
Well, you're doing it, so it makes us happy.
When you are donating on Kickstarter, be sure to, at least for the sake of my own gratification, sing Hall & Oates' I'm Making Your Dreams Come True when you're making that donation to Barrage and Steve. So let's make this happen, and we'll see you in his tasting room celebrating when this is a success. So if you're listening, get your hand off your phone or wherever it is, and get over to Kickstarter and make that happen. As always, thank you for your time, Steve, and your beer, as always.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys, again, and cheers.
We're here with John Condzella of the Condzella Hop Farms, located on Long Island, New York. You know that, where we're from. We kick it local. Kind of funny, because this gentleman had a Kickstarter in the past. We interviewed Steve from Barrage earlier, and obviously...
And Matt and Lori from Mustache.
And Mustache has been on here pertaining to that, so we really try to help people grow that locally. This is awesome to see you here with your product. Maybe give us a little insight as to what you do exactly, other than obviously grow hop, but maybe you can tell our listeners about specifically, what you have going on your farm.
Well, right now on the farm, we have our summer vegetables coming in: tomatoes, peppers, eggplant. Earlier in the season, we had strawberries as a big crop for us, asparagus, We do the smaller berries, raspberries, blackberries. But we are especially excited about the hops and, the progress we're making and the future, certainly. After harvesting, we're going to be harvesting this weekend, actually. We're going to be planting another acre of hops. So we're really excited about growing more hops for the local breweries and where that's going to take us.
Yeah, absolutely. I know that a lot of the local breweries have done like wet hop, brews and used your product. So that's definitely exciting to see that product available locally, because I know that very much the mindset of these brewers is to use fresh local ingredients as much as possible. And for the most part, that's the case across the board. Some of the breweries, live and breathe that a little bit more than others, but, no negative toward anyone that's not, but it's a great opportunity and asset to have that option locally. John's definitely not growing schnozberries on the farm. He neglected to mention that, as you may have noticed, but pretty exciting nonetheless that this stuff's available. I know that for myself personally, and as well as Trav, we definitely like to cruise out and take advantage of the fact that we have those farms. And when people think of New York, they don't necessarily think of that. They automatically assume like city lifestyle. But I mean, Long Island forever ago was known for its potatoes and just crop in general. So that's great to kind of see that making a return and diversifying itself, because obviously we have phenomenal soil, and we've seen that from the vineyards succeeding. Obviously for hops now, why not? I mean, if you have the great soil for that, let's do it and let's take advantage of that. Maybe you could give us some insight as to what you're offering today. I did see some jarred items. Is it jarring or canning? Is there like a proper name for that?
I think they kind of go hand in hand, whatever you'd like to call it. But we do have some, we call them pickled hop shoots. Hop shoots are a real delicacy in Europe. They're not popular in America yet. Basically, in the early spring, when the plant first emerges from the ground, the Europeans will cut it and they'll eat it like an asparagus, or they'll preserve it in pickling it, and they'll use that as a garnish. Goes well in homemade pizza, hamburgers, salads, sandwiches, anything like that. And we've gotten a lot of positive feedback from it so far, so we're excited about that. We also have some local honey that we do here, and one of the things going forward is we also want to have a focus on being able to supply these hops to homebrewers, which we haven't really gotten there yet, just because of some logistics. We just got our harvesting machine and whatnot, but that's one of our goals, because we strongly believe that the homebrewing community on Long Island is one of the great things that we have here to support the industry. So that's one of the things we're really excited about also.
I mean, absolutely. Our listeners know our familiarity and support of Long Island beer and malt enthusiasts, which is as a great amount of home brewers, that are a part of that. So it's definitely amazing to see that. You kind of touched upon the hop harvester, which was directly correlated to the success of your Kickstarter. Maybe you could just tell us how that idea came to fruition and the end result.
Well, the idea came to fruition about almost a year ago today. Actually, it was our first hop harvest, was the day of the beer festival last year. And we had a hop harvest party. Friends came out, and it was all good, except people get tired of picking hops after the first half an hour. And we realized that we needed a better answer, and we sought to go to Kickstarter to gain support to get the machine that we needed to make it happen, to continue growing hops out here on Long Island, and to kind of get other farmers excited about growing hops also. So that's really what led to that, and what we're trying to do to help us move forward.
Absolutely. So that was great to see, the success of that driven by local people. So obviously we look forward to you growing your own business, and then in turn being able to supply, both home brewers and our local, craft beer breweries with fresh product, because everyone wants the freshest product possible. So let's take advantage of that.
And I do want to know exactly where are you guys located?
We're located in Wading River on Route 25A.
Okay. And what are your hours?
There are no hours yet.
No hours. All right.
But anyone interested, we would like to do some events in the future targeted to home brewers, a U-Pick day, a wet hop brew day. So these are all things we're trying to work on to get people out to the farm to, really experience hop growing and what it is.
I think some picking with the Beer Amigos sounds like a good event to me.
For music and for actual picking.
Exactly. I'll strum the guitar.
Nice, I like it. So obviously, you can be sought out on the usual channels.
Yeah, we're on Facebook under Condzella Hops. Right now, that's the best place to kind of find out what's going on and what we're doing. We have a website, Kinzella'sFarm.com. We're looking to get a hop-oriented website up this fall so people can have a good way to stay in touch. And that's about it.
Great. So absolutely tune into those channels and see what they have going on over the farm, what they have available to, for you to pick up fresh and make a day of it, because it's absolutely worth your while. Thanks again, John.
Thank you, John.
Thank you, guys.
Hey guys, this is Todd Long from the Long Island Beer and Malt Enthusiasts, and I'm here at the North Fork Craft Beer Festival at Martha Clara's Vineyards with the Beer Amigos. Rock and roll!
So that wraps up another episode of the Beer Amigos.
The Beer Amigos.
The Beer Amigos.
It's so sad how fast this festival goes, Mike. I look forward to it every year.
Yeah, absolutely. It's like Christmas. There's so much build up, and then you're like, oh, the day's over.
It's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, last night, it was funny because we talked with everyone today, and they were really excited, looking forward to the day.
And you let me unwrap your present?
Yeah, the kid before Christmas, and it's basically over. Trav, you're always trying to unwrap my package.
Yeah.
But that's for another time. We hopefully have a lot going on this fall, and we look forward to providing you with an up-to-date experience of the Long Island craft beer scene.
And as always, you've got to check out libeerevents.com for up-to-date beer events on Long Island. And as always, thank you to Starfish Junction for allowing us to come here and podcast live for all you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. We always appreciate support. We like to give it and get it. Reciprocate, people.
Yes.
Live from the North Craft Beer Wine and Barbecue Festival. Until next time, adios, amigos.
Thanks for listening.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos.
Everybody.
We are the Beer Amigos. We like beer. We are amigos. And that's why we call ourselves the Beer Amigos. The Beer Amigos.